Hey, welcome to the Diary of a Music Maker. My name is Rich and I'm a music maker. In today's episode, I wanted to talk to you about chasing stuff that doesn't matter. I'm a huge fan of all of the things that we have, all of the tools and platforms we have at our disposal these days. You know, all the distribution we have for free, for absolutely minimal cost, being able to get our music to potentially millions and millions of people, all of the ways that we have to connect with other people. But when we have all of these tools, it's so easy to get lost in stuff that doesn't matter. And it's really hard to figure out what does actually matter. So when you release a piece of music, for example, you go and follow and see if you've got any streams. Okay, yeah, the streams matter. Then you go, okay, well, I haven't got any streams. I'm going to start producing content to get more streams. And then when you produce this content, you start looking for views and likes and shares and things. And sometimes that translates across to streams, and sometimes it doesn't. And it's really, really difficult because it's so unpredictable. And then we go, okay, well, if I'm not getting any streams from this, I'm going to focus on getting the views. And then you start producing content to get the views. And you go, but wait, does this content actually fit with me? Does it reflect me and what I want to put out in the world? And it's so easy to get lost. I remember when I was a kid and I sort of grew up in the 80s and 90s, all the rock bands I loved, they'd get to this point in their career when they'd reach a certain amount of success, then they'd start sort of in the press, kind of lashing out at the record label, being like, oh yeah, the record label wants us to do this type of music, but we want to pursue our art. And I think that type of stuff sits at the core of a lot of us. Yeah, we want to have success, but we also want to have the freedom of choice to be able to just go, yeah, okay, this stuff's successful, but I'm not enjoying it anymore. I'm going to do this. Bands like Radiohead, who just pivot, and everyone's just like, yeah, this is awesome. I've got so much respect for that because it's so easy to chase those numbers. And then that comes back down to what does actually matter. I was having this conversation with my wife about, earning money from music and all the ways that you can earn money from music, and how sometimes I get a little bit of dissatisfaction that most of my income comes from music that is sold by other people. And yeah, okay, I can see how that might seem like the spoiled child, but at the same time, there is a part of me that wants to have my music that I create be heard on its own merits, and not because it works well with a TV show, but because, I love this piece of music. And yeah, I get people talking about that with my existing tracks, but I've got this thing here, and I go, okay, well, I want to sit there and enjoy that. And then what starts to happen is I start to chase these things that don't matter. And I gradually kind of actually push the music down in preference of chasing likes, chasing views. Yes, these things are important. They are and can be important to get your music heard and in front of other people. But it's finding a way for those two things to marry together. Finding a way for your music, the art that you want to create, the song that your soul wants to sing, finding a way for that to marry how you get people to see and hear it and feel aligned. That is the real difficult part. Because you could create a song and then you actually create a music video that you're really passionate about and you feel really excited about, and you have an expectation that that music video is going to get views and that's going to translate to streams and sales. But you put it out there and nothing happens. And then you think, oh my gosh, am I just wasting my time? I did an experiment recently where I posted on short form videos across all of the platforms, having been off social media for a couple of years, I did this, I'm going to go all in, daily videos for, I did 130, 120 days. I missed the odd day here and there. And you know what? Nothing really happened. But what started to happen was this. I got to the end of it and I thought, you know what? I'm really proud of some of these videos, but they didn't do well. So I'm going to post a few of them again and see what happens. So I did this one video where I was remaking the Star Trek The Next Generation theme as dark synthwave. And the first time I posted it, I was really proud of it. I was really proud of the editing, really proud of the story, really proud of the track. I posted it, it got like a few hundred. You know, that kind of 200 to 400 jail, they call it. And I was like, oh, that was a waste of an entire day. But then I thought to myself, after 100 days of posting, I thought, you know what, I'm going to post that again. And lo and behold, the same video, okay, it didn't go viral, but it's into the tens of thousands now. And I think, well, so wait a second, I could post the same video and it get a different response at a different time. And it just kind of blew my mind that actually you can produce that content that you love and that aligns with your music and yourself. You just have to realize that, yeah, posting it and it got views, that's not necessarily a representation of it being bad quality. You might just have to post it again at a later date and see what happens. There are some accounts that do that every single day. So going back to that music video that you created that flopped, post it again. See what happens. It's one of those things where it's one of the hardest things to stay true to yourself when you're being distracted by all these people going viral with all these kind of, not gimmicky, but certain approaches to getting attention to their music. And I think, well, why not see it as a playground and remind yourself, I'm talking to myself here, remind yourself that those views aren't reflective of anything, because you might go viral the next time you post it, and that might get you tons of tracks. You never know. So I've been also doing an experiment on YouTube. I've set up a Dark Academia YouTube channel just to put my classical piano stuff on there. And some of the YouTube videos are getting tens of thousands of views, and that's not translating to streams. But one of the YouTube videos that only had a few hundred views has translated to thousands and thousands of streams. So it's just like, you can't rely on chasing those numbers because they don't always work across all these different platforms. So some of my videos have gone viral on TikTok but done nothing on Instagram, or vice versa, viral on Instagram, nothing on TikTok. Or, YouTube. Here we are. One of my videos about recording a heroic trailer music did absolutely nothing on Instagram and TikTok, but it went great guns on YouTube. But maybe if I post it again. And who said you can't recycle your content and post it again? If it's good content, most of the time people are like, oh cool, I remember this video. So what I'm trying to get to here is, the core of this is having that song your soul wants to sing and finding all of the flowers, all of the extra bits around that fit with that song. How are you going to get attention to that music that aligns with you? That could be approaching a music library, and that could align completely with what you want to do. It could be getting an agent that pushes you into custom film scoring, and that aligns with you. It could be that you produce TikTok skits, and that aligns with the music that you're creating and how you want to pursue. The danger we get is if we pursue all of these numbers, all of these other things, is it pulling you away from your core activity, your core thing that you want to do? I don't want to say calling, but because there's many callings. the paths that you want to tread. If you can sit down and go, okay, let's go to the future and think, these activities, let's say you're doing shorts, you're doing some reels and stuff about your music, and you're posting kind of like little gimmicky things about it, I'm sat in Starbucks and I'm producing this beat type of thing. Now fast forward to the point where this is all translating to streams. Do you feel like that type of content still aligns with the music that you're creating? Maybe. Or maybe it's a case of not overthinking it. Maybe it's a case of just doing it and having some fun and just seeing what happens, but not focusing on all of those small numbers, all of those likes and follows. Yeah, it's important to know what's working, but it's also important to know what's working for you. Because at the end of the day, you want to write this music that lights you up. And if this stuff enables you to keep writing music that lights you up, and this stuff enhances the whole experience, then great, go for it. Thanks for watching and listening. You're awesome.